Shakesyear. Today is the last day of Henry IV Part 1. We've made it to Act 5, Scene 4. There's actually 5 scenes in the 5th act of this play, but the last scene, there isn't anything long enough to qualify for a monologue for this project. So if you remember, yesterday was the fight scene. It was the war, all sorts of things happened. Douglas ran away. Douglas thought that he killed Falstaff. Prince Hal killed Hotspur and thought that Falstaff was dead, and he sort of mourns for him, and he's like, oh, this day emboweled you. And then as soon as he leaves, Falstaff gets up, because he's not dead, and says, emboweled? If thou embowel me today, I'll give you leave to powder me and eat me too tomorrow. 'Twas time to counterfeit, or that hot Turgamont Scot had paid me Scot in the lot too. Counterfeit? I am no counterfeit. To die is to be a counterfeit, for he is but the counterfeit of a man who hath not the life of a man. But to counterfeit dying, when a man thereby liveth, is to be no counterfeit, but the true and perfect image of life indeed. The better part of valor is discretion, in the which better part I have saved my life. I am afraid of this gunpowder Percy, though he be dead. How if he should counterfeit too and rise? I am afraid he would prove the better counterfeit. Therefore, I'll make him sure. Yea, and I'll swear I killed him. Why may not he rise as well as I? Nothing confutes me but eyes, and nobody sees me. Therefore, sirrah, with a new wound in your thigh, come you along me. Come you along me, actually. So yeah, we're gonna do some things and then talk about the end of the play. So he wakes up and he's like, you know, this is all fine and dandy and good. I'm still alive. I wasn't faking, and this was a good thing that I did, that I hid. And oh my goodness, what if he's also dead? So then he stabs Hotspur in the thigh, and he picks him up and he starts carrying him off. And Prince Hal and Prince John, who is Prince Hal's brother, who's actually like the good brother in the king's eyes, come along, and they're like, well, wasn't Falstaff dead? And Falstaff was like, no, I just needed to take my breath for a moment, as did Hotspur. And then he jumped up and we fought, and I stabbed him in the thigh. See this brand new wound? So I actually killed Hotspur. Ha ha ha, me. And then they go off to see how the rest of the battle is going. And the last scene of the play is sort of the boys in front of the king, and the king is like, so how's stuff and things? And they're like, well, basically we've won on all fronts, and we captured Douglas. And Prince Hal asks if he can take care of Douglas, and the king's like, sure. So then he actually lets Douglas go. He's like, go set him to do whatever it is that he wants to do. And then the king divides up his forces to go continue to fight 3 wars, and the play ends. Because we've made it to that point where the play ends, and the foil to Prince Hal is now dead, so what else are we gonna do with this play? And what else we're gonna do with this play is we're gonna start in tomorrow on Henry IV Part 2, which is the lovely sequel that picks up right about exactly here, but I think it was written sometime later, because the play starts out with a nice recap of what happened, and that'll be tomorrow's monologue. And yeah, so we get to continue on with the further adventures of King Henry IV and Prince Hal and Falstaff and the whole crew. We get to start in with a new play with them tomorrow. I will see you then for that.